how to use a custom AI chat here. A lot of times these are referred to as custom GPTs because OpenAI and ChatGPT were the first people to really roll these out with success, but we're going to look at how these custom instructions work. So instead of starting a new chat, we're in Gemini, we're going to go to Explore Gems, and you're going to see some of these custom AI chats that have already been built here by Google. So let's just click on Brainstormer. I think that this is a good one to start with, and we'll start with a problem I've had before, which is, what do I do in terms of my letter that I send out to parents on the first day of school? What information should I include? What should I try to gather? And what's the best way to do this? And this specific gem is set up here to help me brainstorm ideas here. You can see here are some sample ideas, and I've recently asked this question to make sure I got a decent answer. So we open it up, and it's going to do a little bit of thinking here because we're using 2.5 Pro. It's going to do a little extra thinking according to its custom instructions, and then it starts to structure that information, and it gives me some feedback here. It's always complimentary, tells me this is such a great idea, and then it says, it asks me some questions here. What grade level are you teaching? Knowing who I'm talking to will help me tailor my suggestions. So it's already doing something a little bit different than a typical chat here. It's trying to figure out a little bit more information about me, make sure it understands the task at hand. Then it gives me some ideas. What should I include? Personal information, needs to know. Then it gets to the second part. What should I ask the parents? We can ask open-ended questions, talks about learning styles, social tidbits, hopes and dreams. This is good. It generates some thoughts in me. I don't know if I'll follow this exactly. And then the best way is to gather information. And it's done this cool thing. It says, what's super convenient? What's a classic and effective? And then, what's a kind of out-of-the-box thinking idea here? And it says, I love the way that it frames this at the end. What do you think about these starting points? Let me know information, what grade level you're teaching, and we can dive deeper into any of these ideas. So if I want, I could say 5th grade literature, and we'll leave it at that. And let's see how much deeper it goes. Of course, I could put a better prompt in here than this, but let's see what it says. It knows to refine the scope. It knows to tailor the content down to 5th grade, and then it applies all this. Cool, connected there. Middle school, sneak peek into the literary world. Great. And then it starts to tailor these suggestions here. This is great. So why is this one better than just a regular chat? Well, in order to see this, let's go ahead and look inside of the brain of Brainstormer here. So what we can do here is we can make a copy of one of these custom gems, and then we're going to be able to see everything inside of it. So if we look at this one, it starts with a strong purpose, and this is some really solid prompting here from the Google team. Obviously, this is a great example of how you can frame if you want to put a lot of time and energy into making your custom AI chat really strong. We're going to get goals, overall direction, again, keeping it very general at the top, and then getting a little bit more step-by-step instructions. Again, we saw that thing of it asking questions about our situation. That's because of this instruction. The very first thing it should do is understand my request. Before you start throwing out ideas, clarify by asking pointed questions or any other details that may make it more interesting or tailored. So again, this is very broad, but it knew to ask about what lesson or what grade I was teaching and what subject I was teaching because it is so pointed. Show me options. Awesome. You saw that I got a lot of options here. And then it gives it some examples here. So this is really strong for a lot of these logic models to, instead of just describing in detail what you want to see, tell it. Like, hey, if we're talking about a location-related thing, traveling-related idea, because I was talking about the classroom, it knew, based off of these examples, well, what's the most important thing for a teacher? Well, what subject and grade are they teaching? That's definitely going to be the most important here. So this is an example. I could change a couple of words in here, and I could call it, Connor's brainstorming tool. What else I could do is I could actually include some specific knowledge into this, and you can add files that I can reference here. And these are going to put these closer to the data or the data that the AI is using. It's going to kind of search this both as a knowledge base, and then also it's going to kind of inform what it should be looking for, how it should be talking to you. So let's go ahead and build one of these ourselves. I'm not going to save this because I didn't make any changes. And I'm going to come in here, explore gems, and I'm going to create a new gem. And this one I specifically want to be for gamification brainstorming. Go ahead and copy over a really simple prompt here into the instructions. Your job is to help me turn regular activities into experiences beyond points, badges, and leaderboards. Always reference the gamification documents in your knowledge to attempt to make this sound, okay? And we'll go ahead and upload some files. Okay, some of these seems great. I'm gonna go ahead and hit save. And I'm going to start the chat. And then I'm going to go ahead and give it my original prompt. So here I've taken my gamification brainstorming custom gem and I've given it my original prompt here. You can see it's doing a little bit more analysis. It's probably going and reading those gamification documents first. It's deconstructing the request. What is the core task? Assist in the composition of a letter. It's going to develop a framework, formulating a strategy, starts thinking about a mission or a quest narrative, begins to implement this. And you can see it's doing a little bit deeper thinking here, probably because it doesn't love what it got to when it got here. All right, and then it does give me. So instead of a simply welcome letter, we'll frame the entire school as a narrative, a grand quest, a creative project, a scientific message. Still giving me some of the same ideas, introducing myself, but it's helping me frame these in the aspects of gamification that I'm interested in. Talking about the team, talking about the mission and the goals, talking about how our rules of engagement will be here. So just kind of putting these things, kind of a group identity of explorers code. This is a lot of the ways that I love to run my classroom. And so I'm just getting to see a little bit more of what I wanted here. And if I really wanted, I could get the best of both worlds here, right? Where I could make a copy and I can take the stuff that I'm doing, the custom instructions that I have, and I can change this, right? And just say, this is my new purpose. And save this one and say copy of Brainstormer plus gamification, and I can add these in here. Okay, and then we can go ahead and save this. And we can see if we still get that same insight here. Okay, and that's how you can make these custom instructions in something like Gemini. For ChatGPT, I'm not going to go into any of the explicits, except for to say, we come here, we click GPTs, same thing, we see theirs that are recommended. You can explore your own that you already have, or you can create a new one. Same thing, we're naming it, giving a short description, that's more for you, and then we're putting instructions in here. If you want, you can put conversation starters if you plan on having other people use this, and then you can pick which model you're going to use here. And so for 2.5 Gemini, we were using a reasoning model there. So if you want that kind of level of thought, we should be using O3 or O4 Mini, or you can use 4.1, which is great in terms of most tasks. Again, we can upload things from our knowledge base here. And we can choose which of these capabilities we want here. Creating actions is a little bit more in depth. This is going to be if we're building things with APIs and stuff like that. So this isn't, most users are not going to be using this, but if you know how to use it, it is an incredibly powerful tool here. Okay, and then once you type in all your information, you could create. Now remember, this is the preview. Whatever you type in here will not get saved. You have to hit create in order to create the actual custom GPT.